Good morning. For this coffee note, I'm going to just outline why I think the interpersonal domain is an absolutely essential element in any course or program design. I've already described the fact that there are 5 domains of learning that I regard as being essential in any program design and probably should be reflected in each individual module or course. So they're the cognitive domain, the metacognitive domain, the affective domain, the psychomotor domain, and the interpersonal. So they reflect different types of skills and attributes. So cognitive is intellectual skills, the affective is values, effectively. The metacognitive is personal epistemologies, essentially, arguably to do with the treatment of knowledge rather than about the cognitive skills to treat that knowledge. And then there are the psychomotor domain, which is the more manual dexterity skills, and then the interpersonal. And the interpersonal is very often neglected in course designs. The idea is that students will learn some of these sort of socialization skills just by exposure. And I think that's not particularly a sensible approach. So the idea is that what we really need to do is try and build some of these skills into our programs. So I've developed an interpersonal domain visualization using a circular taxonomy, as all of my taxonomies are represented as circles, with 5 progressive levels. And what I've tried to do is to incorporate a lot of the literature that relates to interpersonal skills into a single domain, which does make it a little bit busier than some of the other domains that I've structured. But basically it takes 4 dominant interpersonal themes. So communication, which is fairly self-evident. Then there is a collaboration facet to the interpersonal domain. Beyond just being able to communicate, one has to be able to collaborate with others as well. And then there's the essentially conflict resolution, which is a particular sort of negotiation or conflict resolution dimension to the interpersonal. And then there's the cross-cultural dimension, which some people have as a completely separate domain. I've tried to incorporate all 4 of those facets of the interpersonal into a single domain. So I invite you to explore that. I've posted an image here, but essentially there's a blog post that explores this as well, which I invite you to go and read. I think the interpersonal is almost an essential component in any module and course. We do want our graduates to be able to operate as communicators of ideas, of knowledge, of thoughts, in order to progress that knowledge, to make a major contribution to society. And the only way of doing that is to build in some of these interpersonal skills rather than to expect graduates to develop them by osmosis. So I would encourage you to explore this particular domain. Thank you.